Hi, I'm EB Kevin and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about two types of questions, which are open and closed questions. These are questions that we usually ask in our daily social interactions. Let's start with open questions. Well, open questions begin with the words how, explain, describe, tell me, and what. For example, what have you had for dinner? How is your day going? Can you tell me more about your background? Why are you laughing? Can you explain it to me? Or can you describe yourself in 2 words? When you ask open questions, you encourage the other person to explain more. For instance, if I ask you, what have you been up to today? I'm encouraging you to explain more what you've been up to today. Or if I ask you, why are you laughing? I'm encouraging you to explain more. And open questions encourage the other person to express in their own words their opinions, thoughts, experiences, feelings, and ideas. So when you ask open questions, make sure you give the other person enough time to answer. Don't interrupt the other person, as they may need to think before they speak. For instance, if you ask someone, how was your weekend? They will need to think about what they've done on the weekend before they speak. So always give the other person enough time to speak. And once the other person has replied, you might need to summarize or paraphrase their answer before you continue with your response, or apply the parrot speech, which is about repeating what the other person has just said to encourage them to elaborate more on it. Here's an example of the parrot speech. Assuming Tom and Mary are interacting, and Tom asks Mary, what have you been up to today? And Mary replies, I read a book. And Tom replies, wow, you read a book? This will encourage Mary to say more about the book she read. That's the parrot speech. Now let's talk about closed questions. Well, closed questions usually get a short response. They are the opposite of open questions. When you ask a closed question, it's more likely that you will need to ask another question, and the conversation may sound like an interrogation. It's more likely that you ask more questions to someone who gives you short answers. Here's an example of a conversation with closed questions. Did you watch the movie? Not really. Are you going to watch it later? Maybe. Will you have time to watch it? I'm not sure. Unlike open questions, closed questions don't encourage the other person to explain more. Closed questions are quick and easy to answer and very effective, especially when you just need to get a short and straightforward answer and obtain facts from the other person. Other examples of closed questions include, are you awake? Does it work? Or are you ready? Don't you want to do it? Closed questions are appropriate and less stressful for someone who's angry, stressed, and distracted. Nevertheless, they can lead to a boring conversation or an awkward silence. Well, that's the difference between open questions and closed questions. I hope you found this video helpful. If yes, don't forget to share it and stay tuned for the next video.